All right, and we're recording. Welcome to Internet Anytime number 17.
Yay!
We were just 17. Wait, that song's not appropriate anymore.
What song is that?
The Beatles song, She Was Just 17. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I wouldn't know.
No.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean it as a bad way. I just don't know any Beatles songs.
Oh,
so I was like, yeah.
Well, that's one of their biggest hits, one of their first hits.
Aww.
That sounds very problematic. Were they 17? If they were 17, okay. But if not, then no.
No.
I don't think they were that young when they started.
Well, they were actually when they started their band and they like all met. They were teenagers. They were like 14, 15, 16 and stuff. But then when they wrote that song, yeah.
That's not surprising because my favorite band, they met when they were super young too, so I get it.
Oh, Gym Class Heroes?
What? You're not funny. You're not funny.
Maroon 5.
Yes. Yeah.
Maroon 5. Oh, your favorite band is Maroon 5?
They met in high school?
They met in middle school, yeah.
Okay.
Because they actually had a lot of them, because their first band was called Cara's Flowers, and they had 4 people in their band.
Where are
so
they
were
from?
like LA.
Oh, they're from LA?
Yeah.
I just assumed everybody from somewhere else.
Well, some of the band members are from different states, but the core guys are from LA.
Okay. And this is where they all went to middle school and,
Yeah, there's only 2 original members in the group that were from like the first band.
Oh. So who are the members?
Adam and Jesse. Adam Levine, Jesse Carmichael.
Is that the guy with the long hair?
No, that would be James Valentine.
Ah.
Get you a guy who knows every member's name of Maroon 5. Okay.
I don't think that's one of my top priorities in this guy, but okay.
Get you a guy that knows every member of BTS.
Yes, that is a top priority. I'll do that.
Oh Jesus.
Or at least some of the
concert. How was the BTS concert?
It was good for what I saw. So the concert ended up happening on Friday, which was my first day of my San Francisco trip. So as you can imagine, I was a little tired by the time 11 p.m. rolled around. So we only got to watch the first of the 3 concerts that they did in there.
3 concerts. Whoa.
So it was a concert marathon that they were streaming on their online platform, Weverse, as well as through YouTube.
Okay.
So yeah. And it started at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Korean Standard Time. And
that's crazy.
It was interesting though, because the first concert is from 2015 when they were, you can imagine, much younger, not as rich and not as well put together. So it was really good to see their growth. Like they've come so far from where they were then, but they were really cute and they were trying, but they were like sweaty.
Was it a concert that was released before or they were showing it for the first time?
It was released before, but it's normally paid content. You don't normally get to see.
So unless you pay for it, then you can't watch it. I watched Maroon 5 did one too, like 2 weeks ago, and it was awesome. It was like one of the best things I've ever seen. They didn't do like a. Why are you laughing? No, I'll show it to you. I'll give you a link. And the production was insane. It was really good.
Okay.
I believe it. Well, this was, and it was all 3 concerts were completely free for like the first time. So it was like, yeah, it's great.
Oh, so was it a package? You paid and then you got all 3?
No, it was completely free. It was on their YouTube channel, which is why it was so good. And over 2.5 million people streamed it.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So none of the concerts were like new. They were reruns, but they were giving away for free. And that was what was different. Is normally you'd have to like pay to watch.
There's nothing wrong with the rerun.
Yes.
But they're like,
even
well, for a lot of people, it was probably first time, right? Because they hadn't, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because people aren't like, okay, I want to pay $40.
Yeah,
for
I know.
this 2015 concert, and you have to buy like the whole DVD package, not like you can just buy the ability to watch just one concert. So yeah, this was a good show.
$40. That's what it normally runs.
It's expensive.
But yeah, they're pretty expensive.
That starts to be like a normal concert ticket. Virtually, I would not spend more than 30.
I've spent more than 30 for a virtual concert ticket during
I
COVID.
believe it. I've spent more money altogether, not on one show.
Okay.
I probably spent like $200 altogether.
Okay, that's still not bad. That's still not bad. Because like I bought the ticket for their first Bang Bang Con, and I forgot how much that was. It wasn't crazy expensive. Like maybe like $50 or something like that. And then I bought the tickets for their BTS one concert, which I got the package for, and it was $80, but then you got like $10 back in Weverse cash. So like it was like $70 for 2 concerts.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And I had someone come over and watch the concert with me, so it was like a little fun. It was a good time.
Yeah.
$200
nice mini BTS party.
Like for the whole season, you know, if that's what you spent, it's like you contributed something to the music careers of people.
Right?
Who all
it's
did
nice
you
to
see?
have something.
Who all did you see in concert, Tobias?
Well, you know, I saw Liam because I saw him with you, but I saw all 4 of his concerts. But I think his tickets were like 15 or 20 a piece, so that's really not expensive. I saw Maroon 5
Liam Payne? Liam who?
Yeah, Liam Payne.
Liam was a pain. Oh man.
No, but
not a fan. Or what?
You know what's funny? The one that she watched, the Halloween one, that was the worst one that he did. The one that he did after that was like his best.
Okay.
So, wasn't I watching the Halloween one with you guys a little bit?
Yes.
Were you? Did you? Oh yeah, I think you came at the end.
Yeah.
I was like so trash that day.
Yeah. that show was a little rough. Whatever was going on there and stuff. It was entertaining because like for how, you know, it was so rough that's what made it entertaining. That's why.
It was something to watch, but that was like shortly after I had watched the BTS.
And of course, like nothing can compare to that.
I was like the production value.
it was the game was weak. I agree.
It wasn't even so much that I was disappointed with the production value. It was that he did so many covers. That's what I was like, hey.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of like original material. He has one album. So
there were 2 hit songs that I liked that are his songs that were pretty popular that I would have liked for him to have done.
Which song would that be?
The one where it's like bring that back for me.
Strip that down.
Strip that down.
I think that's the only show that he didn't perform that at, just because he had already done that at the other 2 shows. I think that's why.
Okay, and the other 2 shows were prior to that concert.
That was the 3rd one. Yeah.
See, I did not know that he had already done 2. So he was trying to. Okay,
mix it up a little bit.
He was trying to have a different set list.
Because that is disappointing. And some of the songs, like he did remixes to them, so it like didn't sound the same. So he's just trying to keep it interesting. You can't win them all.
You can't. At least he was trying. At least he was trying.
An A for effort. C- for production and everything else. But the other, what's that?
I was gonna say, does anyone remember the name of the opening act? I remember he had some really great opening acts.
Didn't he have like Tom Felton?
I don't remember the names of the opening acts.
Draco Malfoy for Harry Potter.
Yes, he did. That was okay. I must have.
He's a pop singer now?
No, he sings like soft rock ish kind of music.
Oh, is he playing guitar or piano or something?
I think he did play guitar, didn't he?
I think he did play guitar. He wasn't bad though. I was surprised.
What's his real name?
Tom Felton. I mean, I wouldn't listen to it because I don't listen to that kind of music, but he didn't sound bad at all.
You don't listen to soft rock? Is it Maroon 5 soft rock?
No, they're pop rock.
Ah.
See, the thing with me is I like all genres of music, but 90% of the time it has to have pop. It has to be pop influenced. I don't know why that is.
Dirty pop.
That's like, yes, I do love that song too.
That's a classic.
It is. It's one of the songs that I will listen to from him because I can't stand him.
In more recent years, I'm not the biggest Justin Timberlake fan. He hasn't been putting out.
He's an idiot.
That makes me want to listen to it.
Why? What do you think he's an idiot? What did he do to piss you off?
He's just very misogynistic, and he treats women really bad, and he uses them for fame and to get like attention and stuff like that.
Yeah, he has made some troubling comments about Britney Spears, and that were just
Janet Jackson.
Just not classy. Yeah, his treatment of Janet Jackson, the fact that he got invited back to the Super Bowl and she still hasn't been, and not only did he get invited back, but he got to be like the main performer after she got all that backlash. When he was
last week, his publicist made a statement that was all a setup. Like he set Janet Jackson up just to be bigger than Britney Spears from when she kissed Madonna at the VMAs. That's why he did it. He wanted to be bigger than Britney.
Oh wow! So it wasn't an accident. She's claiming.
No.
Oh,
well, for her, I can understand for Janet, she might not have known that. Like maybe on his side, like somebody did something to her wardrobe. So, but
no, she doesn't seem like she was in on it or anything like that for sure.
Well, because I watched it back and she looked surprised after that happened. So,
and I don't think she was trying to flash her tit on live TV. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
That's really problematic if he put together this surprise of her flashing her boob.
And also, I'm gonna say this. As I was watching it, I noticed that he was wearing like street clothes during that. He wasn't even dressed nice.
Yeah. That was but if you remember, that was a part of his like kind of like hip hop type phase where he was trying to be more street.
The White Usher.
And because you remember he would wear like tank tops and wife beaters and jeans and just like try to be more,
and ramen noodles on your head. Yeah.
Yeah. He was trying to be something that, as you can see, now that he's really embracing who his own style really is, it's much different than what he was trying to portray himself to be at that time.
Well, too bad he looks 50 now, so nobody cares.
Yeah, not everyone ages gracefully. What can you say? Oh, baby, not everyone has baby skin like Tobias with those wonderful dimples.
Wear lotion. Wear lotion.
And sunscreen.
Sunscreen too. I wish I wore that more, but I don't.
I think sunscreen's a scam. It's just another thing they're trying to get you to spend money on,
The whole world is a scam.
I mean,
yeah, totally.
Honestly, sunscreen isn't that expensive where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna not. It's like, so it's affordable.
And you only really buy it during summer and spring and summer, so
I buy it
year round.
I put it on year round, but compared to how much I'm spending on other skincare creams, sunscreen is like
Fenty Beauty.
$12 on this sunscreen. It's really not breaking the bank compared to some of these other ones where they give you 1 ounce of some like eye cream for like $23.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly. I would say that's a scam, but your skin does need to be moisturized. So.
It does, but we don't need to be charged $33 for a little dime squirt.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Women in general spend so much money on cosmetics or like,
I try not to. I don't really. I get people that ask me all the time, "Oh my God, what's your skin routine? What do you do?" And I'm like, I wash my face with Dove soap. Like I stopped using the other like skin cares because it would break my face out more, and I would have like pimples and zits and stuff. And then I'm like, okay, if I'm just gonna wash my face normally and it's like fine like that, I'm just stick to that.
Yeah, do what works for you. because I found that just using the Neutrogena basic bar soap is what worked for me. Because all that other stuff, no, like occasionally
too much chemicals.
There you go. Like
and then I also put lotion on my face too. So
as you should. You should moisturize. But it's like, yeah, I'll exfoliate a couple times a week because, like, yeah, dead skin is real. But yeah, I don't need like all these different kinds of cleansers and toners. And
I will say that pore vacuum cleaner that you recommended to me last year and I've only used it twice and it's been sitting up in my face. I really should use that some more. But it looks old, so I should probably buy a new one.
It probably still works. Maybe you just need new like inserts, but I don't use mine as much as I probably should. Like at least once a month, I'll do a steam treatment on my face and then I'll like vacuum out my pores.
Yeah, because those little Biore strips, those are expensive too.
They're crazy.
It's like that little box is $15 with like 5 strips in it.
That's like the same price as the pore sucker.
Exactly. And that actually works. Well,
exactly.
the Biore strips work too, but
and it's reusable, unlike the Biore pore strip.
Yes, that's a trash.
Does it look like a tiny vacuum cleaner that you plug in?
Does.
And it's like,
it looks like one of those car vacuum cleaners,
like
the wireless ones,
like a dust devil or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like smaller. It's like this tall, and it has big. Like little circle like little inserts you can put on the end to really like get those pores.
And it really does. It does a great job of doing that.
It does. It works. What is your skincare routine, Jacob?
Something similar to Tobias. I use just the most plain soap I can find, usually White Dove bars or sometimes like the Zest bar, sometimes Irish Spring. And I just soap with that. I don't use like a washcloth or a loofah. I just, lather up my hands really good. Because I think chemicals just make your skin break out. I think that they probably give you cancer over time. It is just more pollution. I think that these companies have more of an interest for you to keep getting pimples, so you keep buying their products.
Reuse.
Yep, and then
repeat customers.
And I put aloe. I use a lot of aloe vera on my face.
What does that do?
So, aloe just heals in general. Like if you have a cut, it'll work like Neosporin, and people will put it on after sunburn because it heals sunburn.
Yeah.
So in general, it just has these healing properties, and
maybe I'll try that for zits.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely heals your face. You can buy in the store like stuff that's clear and it doesn't have, because you can buy aloe vera gel too, and it's like they put a bunch of food coloring it and stuff and dyes. But a plant is super cheap as well. And just like ripping off a little piece of the plant and rubbing it on my eyes and stuff. I've
heard that before. Well, because I know they do like the cucumber things and then the avocado masks when you go get facials and stuff like that. So that shit really does work.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, guys, this is an ad for Dove soap. So if you don't have Dove soap in your house, go get it.
I like Dove soap for my body, but my face is really sensitive. That's why when I found the Neutrogena, it was because I had tried other products and everything was breaking me out. I've tried putting the aloe vera on my face, that breaks me out, and I mean straight from the plant aloe vera. That broke me out real bad.
See, and that's annoying. Is like you have to go through all of these different products just to find out what actually works for you, and then you're spending a bunch of money, and because you're not using all of the products, you're just throwing it away.
Yeah, and I actually ended up going to a dermatologist because I was having hypopigmentation from the breakouts, and then I'm like, I'm not having any more breakouts, but I still have the dark spots. And the dermatologist was just like, just use Neutrogena, not the liquid, just the bar. And the dark marks, use sunscreen because apparently the sun makes the dark mark even worse over time.
Of course it does.
Because not only does your skin get tan, but the dark marks get tan, and then that makes the dark marks stay for even longer than they would have. So she was like, use sunscreen and wash your face twice a day with the Neutrogena. And ever since I started doing that, smooth sailing.
There you go.
Nice.
It's like, it takes so much trial and error to find out what works for your skin.
Yeah.
Daniela, what did you think of San Francisco? It was your first time there.
Okay,
Whoa,
guys.
congratulations.
Thank you. I loved San Francisco. I love the vibe. I love the architecture. I liked how walkable everything was.
Did you like those hills?
I loved and hated the hill. Like, I feel like my glutes are gonna look great, but my legs and my body are so sore today from having to walk up all those hills. And then like you'll put the directions to something in the GPS, right? And it's like, oh, it's a 6-minute walk. And then next thing you know, you're walking up this steep hill, and it's like, there's no way around this. I just gotta go up this hill because I gotta get to the other side. I'm like, Google Maps should be a topographical map, not just like walk 6 minutes. Because it's come on. But it was so nice. I realized that it's kind of like a blend of LA vibes, but with like a Midwestern kind of feel. Because people there are friendly.
I got Chicago kind of, maybe a little bit.
At Midwest. That's still Midwest. Because it's like people were friendly, they were helpful. They were like nice and kind, but it was still sunshiny. It was still new. It still kind of felt like a city, but it wasn't really busy, which I appreciated. Maybe because, you know, things are just starting to open back up, but I loved it. But the cost of living there is rather high.
Outrageous.
We went on Zillow, and a 1-bedroom apartment near where we were staying in the financial district is $3,000 a month. To rent, not own, just to rent $3,000 a month. And this is just a regular apartment. It did not come with like hella amenities. It was just an apartment. But I'm like,
that's insane.
I can understand why this area is so nice. Because, you know, if you're paying a lot of money to live somewhere, you're not going to trash it. You're going to let it look nice. But I thoroughly enjoyed San Francisco, and I recommend everyone go and check it out. Have you guys been before?
I have twice. The first time I went with my 2 best friends, but I think we only went for a day because we were visiting him up when he lived in Sacramento. So we just drove down for the day. Second experience was not very great. As you know, that whole story that happened with my cousins and my family. So, but my cousin lives there. She I think her place has 2 bedrooms, but she has 4 roommates, so it's probably not that expensive for her.
Okay, yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah, last time I was there, I had talked to some people in Haight-Ashbury district. Last time I was there was 2019 in the winter, I think. Maybe it was 18, so 2-3 years ago.
Not that long ago.
Not that long ago, and there was people there, you know, because we were just like in some, you know, like some of those hippie stores where they're just selling knickknacks or whatever in Haight-Ashbury.
Yeah.
And so there's just regular bros working there and young people. And I asked, I was like, hey, you know, like, how do you manage to live here? Like, it's supposed to be so expensive, you know? And he was like, you know, it's just like anywhere. Like, I think that's a little overrated in the press. I mean, of course, there's very many expensive places to live, but you can still find some places in the city, you know, where you can have affordable rent or live off of just having a normal job in a retail store and a bar if you're working probably 60 hours a week, of course. Similar to here.
Yeah,
you know, which you can find. I'm sure San Francisco in general, I mean, it does seem like it's more expensive, but people always say that about LA, like it's so priced out and stuff. And I mean, if you look and, you know, you're willing to
you gotta take the time.
Yeah, you gotta take the time. You're not gonna live in like your number 1 pick neighborhood, but just go like 5 blocks south and you'll find something that will probably work for you. So, but
that's fine.
Awesome. What was your favorite things there? Like, where did you guys go?
We walked all over. So the first day we got there, we kind of just chilled and we went out to eat and we walked around for a little bit. But the second day, we walked over 15 miles.
Oh, wow.
And yes. I feel like I don't think I've ever walked that much in my life.
How much did we walk at Joshua Tree?
Not that much.
It was probably like 10 miles. Because it was 6 for that first day. Remember?
Over the weekend?
No, that first day, that big mountain, it was 6 miles. Remember I looked it up?
Okay. It was this, but it was not like how we did this day. Because it was uphill and downhill, over hill and mountain. Over hill and mountain. And it's like, once you start, you can't stop because you got to get where you're going.
And then you got to get back.
Exactly. But that's when you call Uber. Oh.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing was the Golden Gate Bridge. It was so beautiful. And we walked, at first we were going to bike across, but then we ended up just walking across, and it was so beautiful. Just looking at the water, and you could see Alcatraz. It was a little cloudy on one side, but on the other side, it was clear. It was just so beautiful and peaceful. I thoroughly enjoyed that part of it. It was really worth the walk.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, you don't need to, it's not so long that you need to bike across it or whatever. It's totally walkable.
Although that would be fun too.
It looked fun because because the biking would have been because we were starting pretty far away from the bridge and then biking to the bridge across and then back again. Our original plan was to bike across the bridge and then go on to Muir Woods, but we were like, we have just enough energy to get home. We cannot bike to the forest and bike through the forest and then come back. It all worked out though. We'll save that. Have you guys been to Muir Woods before?
No.
That's like the forest area right by the bridge, somewhere over there.
Yeah, it's just above the bridge. But yeah, I say I'll save that for another trip.
I've seen the signs for it, so.
It's there, but I'll save it for the next voyage. This one was good enough with what we saw. Oh yeah, and we also took an evening cruise. So they have like, you can take a little boat ride and it takes you to the Golden Gate Bridge at sunset. And then it takes you like around Angel Island and Alcatraz. And it also, all the while, it's giving you like a nice little history. You're watching the sunset. And it was really nice to see it from below. It looked even more majestic from the water. And it was giving us like the history of San Francisco. They're saying when it was first getting started, it went from having 500 people to 25,000 people in just 2 years.
Whoa.
And at the time, you could just like claim your land. Like, okay, this is where I'm going to live. I'm setting up shop right here. But as you can imagine, they did not have much infrastructure. So you fending for yourself.
Nice.
What was you guys' favorite part of San Francisco when you visited?
I like the Fisherman's Wharf area. They have that old school arcade with like these old timey machines that are from the 1900s. They're like little marionettes doing dances or pressing a coin or, just kind of old school mechanical things that have a ton of gears and little dolls spinning and stuff. And I think that's really cool. When I was playing in bands and stuff, I toured and I played shows there. So that's kind of the thing I did the most there. And we played at a couple pretty cool places. I can't remember. It's something with a P, but it was a really nice place. Kind of in that financial district area. I wish I could remember what it's called. Yeah.
They had some really cool little spots there. I would like to go back and get to even more thoroughly check some stuff out there. I didn't get to really check out the Fisherman's Wharf too much because I've noticed that as things are opening back up and these places are getting to be more crowded, I'm not so quite comfortable being in these crowds yet.
Not quite yet. That's why I don't want to go into any bars anytime soon.
And it was crawling with people. Like there were people wall to wall, people everywhere. And while we had just like walked up to like the beginning part of it, and like this guy took down his mask to sneeze, and then he sneezed again. I know. And it's like there's just like so many people that like they're like dodging people, and I'm just like I got it. Let's just go the other way because it's just too many people over here. I'm not trying to be in a crowd of people.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. like after coming off of this quarantine where I'm used to being alone or being in small groups of people, and to be somewhere where there were that many people, I feel like it was just a little bit overwhelming. Like
I would
I'm
say
not quite
so.
yet. I'll work up to that. And then even still, I'll choose my crowd.
Choose it wisely.
Yes. Have you guys been anywhere yet? So now that everything is starting to open up, Tobias, you said you haven't been to any bars.
I haven't been to any bars. I haven't really done anything. I mean, yeah, no, I haven't really done anything. I haven't really had much time. I've been working a lot lately. So, but I'm going to Palm Springs in not this weekend, but the next one for my friend's birthday. So that should be fun.
Oh, that should be good times.
Yeah.
Is the plan to go out like and party in the clubs in Palm Springs, or are you guys just like chilling in a house?
No, he's just gonna have a party at one of the houses he's renting. So it'll be a nice chill vibe because he's one of those that is still like super crazy concerned about COVID and stuff like that. So it's not gonna be anything like huge.
Yeah, most people I know are still pretty intense. Like they don't want to ride together in cars. They don't want to come into my house. Not that I'm not careful myself, but like I do so few things with so few people that sometimes I kind of like forget, plus it's been like such a time. So I'll be like, oh yeah, pick me up, and then my friend's being kind of shady and weird. And I'm like, why are they being weird about picking me up? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's COVID still. I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm sorry, no pressure.
I find myself becoming less and less like I'm still taking the precautions when I need to, but I'm being less like concerned, I guess, because I'm fully vaccinated now. So I'm just like, I'll take, I'll be as comfortable as anybody needs me to be who I'm around, and I'll still obviously wear the mask and comply with the COVID procedures and stuff like that. I'm not going to be dumb, but I'm gonna, have fun if I can.
Okay. Well, that's good that you are fully vaccinated. So you do have some kind of resistance if things do arise. But yeah, I must say this is my first time like taking a real pleasure trip since COVID started, and just
I know, because you've been wanting to go to Greece.
Speaking of Greece, they just opened back up. So now they finally lifted it. So if you are coming from the UK, Europe, or the US, you do not have to mandatorily quarantine anymore.
Oh.
And they said, but restaurants and bars are still takeaway only. But they said by May 14th, they expect more of the touristy stuff to open back up. So I'm like, let's get it.
Because more and more people are going to be able to have access to the vaccine. That's why.
Yes. So even they're saying you don't have to quarantine, but you do have to show that you are fully vaccinated.
I think that's going to become a thing for like airports, which I don't, have a problem with at all. I think that it should be mandatory, but that's my opinion.
You don't have to be fully vaccinated. You can be fully vaccinated or show that you have a negative COVID test within the last 72 hours.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Well, not a lot of people have access to that as much easy access to that as before. Because I heard like there were issues before with right when the vaccine was starting to come out. I guess like the COVID place that we would go to like had problems and they had to shut down or whatever, but we usually get them on set all the time, so I'm not even worried about that.
Well, COVID tests are still pretty available after things shut down at the mass sites here in Los Angeles. I was going to take a trip, so I went and looked for places where I could get a COVID test. You actually can get a free COVID test at Walgreens.
Oh wow.
Drive up to Walgreens, they give you the swab, you swab yourself, and you get the results back within 24 to 48 hours. And it's free.
Crazy. Because like a few months ago, I was looking up like one at CVS and they were charging like $200.
Yeah, I saw
you can go to Walgreens for free. And then you can get one as early as like tomorrow. And I made my appointment. The first time I made my appointment, it was at night, the night before. And they had appointment times all throughout the day. Whenever you wanted to come. And it was just drove up, swabbed myself, gave her back the stuff. I was in and out in like 2 minutes.
Ooh,
and that was because I dropped my first swab and she had to give me another one.
Yeah.
So you could have been out there in 1 minute.
Yeah, it was pretty fast. And yeah, like I said, it was free. Even if because they have the option where you can go through your insurance, or if you don't have insurance, you just check that, but it's covered by the county.
As it should be.
As it should be. So yeah, if someone wants to go,
yeah,
you can go to Walgreens.
Go to Walgreens.
Hey, you guys, this Zoom meeting is about to end 40 minutes. So I want to do like 20 more minutes. Is it cool if I shut this and then resend another invite real quick?
That's fine.
Cool. I will do that right now. And we're back.
Zoom intermission.
Zoom intermission. Maybe I'll put like a little jingle in there, you know?
That's hilarious.
Quick video of me dancing.
You know what's funny is I'm surprised that Zoom isn't like cutting the time down even shorter now that like quarantine is ending, because like when you do it with 2 people, it's unlimited, but if there's more than 2 people, then it's 40 minutes at a time.
Okay, that's why. I was wondering, because when me and Daniela just do it ourselves, it like never ends. I'm like, why is that? Okay, so 2 people can go forever, and then it's just but it's so dumb too, because then it's just like, I just resend the link. Big frickin' deal. I know.
Well, I don't think that you have to resend the link. As long as it's from your same account, then you can just let everybody know that you're back on and they can just click it, and then
okay. Gotcha.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, I've only learned that because I use it all the time. But
I do too, but I don't know that stuff.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, I like
a lot of Zoom parties, Tobias.
Yeah, well, I use it the most because I have a friend from high school that we like watch shows together, so we're like on all the time. And then I've also noticed when I've like had meetings with more than 2 people that's how I figured it out, because I've tested it out that way. Like when I'm on with 2 people, there's no limit, and when it's like more like obviously 3, 4, 5, it's like I get the really heated in discussion, and it'll be like, you have 1 minute left. I'm like, okay.
Guess I'll just shut up now then.
It just kills the momentum.
It does.
That's why you got to be a pro, you know? That's why we're getting this podcast thing down, so that we can cut our conversation, set it back up again, and the fire just keeps going.
This is your guys' 17th episode?
Yep.
That's crazy. Is. My what was it? I think tomorrow is gonna be my 19th episode. It's crazy. I can't.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Congratulations, Tobias.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no worries. I did like somebody else, like I was doing interviews all month of March, and then one of the people that I interviewed actually wanted us to go on to their show, so we did that last week. That was pretty fun. It's like it's different being on somebody else's show, just because like just doing your own show and then being a guest on somebody else's show, it's kind of weird, but it's fun.
Very good, very good.
Another thing to get used to, you know, in your career, just things that you're going to be so easy on the fly in the future, because you're going to be like a guest every day.
Exactly. And I find that it's easier to like answer questions, it's easier to talk, and it makes, because like sometimes, especially like when I'm talking to people that I don't know very well, it's hard for me to like gauge a conversation very quickly, because during the interviews I had like all these questions set up so it wouldn't like die out or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I just noticed as it was going, like it was, you know, it's easier. And then like when I went on to their show, they had a bunch of questions set up and it was a really nice flow. So
nice. Depends. Like sometimes I like to have things kind of set up and like know what I want to talk about, and other times I'm just like, F it, let's just do this on the fly. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, see, and I noticed when we first started our show, that's how we were doing it. We were just everything was so organized, and like the first few episodes were like so bad. But like we've gotten better, and we just stopped because what we would do is like create a Google Doc and have like everything outlined. But the last like 5 episodes, we've just like bullshitted everything, and it seems to work better for us.
Nice.
So we have better conversations that way.
That's good. You found your
flow. Yeah, it's more organic, and that's probably what more people would be attracted to, rather than like reading from a script and sounding so monotone, so.
Totally. But it's good to start somewhere, and especially when you're first diving in, like to have some kind of a plan, because otherwise you can get there and be like, wait, what are we doing? Or this is uncomfortable. But if you have some motions to kind of go through and something to accomplish, like a beginning and an end, some kind of goal.
Yeah.
Something to guide you.
Always.
Yeah, and then sometimes you just got to dive off the deep end, close your eyes. Start doing this.
Figure it out later.
Make sure you kick your legs too.
Yeah, that too. What else is going on? Today was the end of the Derek Chauvin murder trial in Minneapolis. I think that ended today.
It's also National Garlic Day, whatever that means.
I love garlic.
Tomorrow's 420.
Wait.
Oh wow!
I think also. I'm gonna say this. I could be wrong. I think isn't tomorrow Prince's anniversary, or is that the next 21st? Day? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you have a fact checker there with you? There's a fact checker?
Another guest star.
Mom's visiting.
Oh, nice. Hi, Tobias's mom.
Hello.
She can't hear you. She says hi, though.
Because you've got headphones on, yeah. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's yeah. Are you guys gonna smoke tomorrow?
No, I'm not gonna smoke tomorrow.
No, I don't smoke either.
I smoke every day, so it doesn't change anything.
I recently put one of my parents onto edibles.
Don't tell me which one. It's your mom.
Yes. And it's just like
she was trying to keep it vague for the people, You just outed her.
As you guys were critiquing my storytelling earlier, I'm trying to build the momentum.
I was just trying to emphasize that I noticed that her mom seems open to trying new things.
I don't know. My dad might be down for it, but who knows? Maybe one day. But I put her up on it as a pain management tool.
Does she use CBD oils too? Because that's good.
She has in the past, but we tried to get her on the edibles. And it's funny because she said it was working for her, but she tried with the first edibles, they weren't as strong. And it was just like, it was working for like pain management. But then she tried another batch, which were stronger. And she's like, man, she said she tried one, and then it was like afternoon, and she was sitting on the couch, and then next thing she knows, the sun was setting, and it was the end of the day, and she just been on the couch. Which I say that still works for pain management. So I'm like, Mom, were you in pain? And she's like, no, I wasn't hurting, but like I lost time, and I'm like, well,
I'm dead. What's your guys' worst experience smoking weed?
Worst. I've never had like a really terrible experience.
I've had a couple
with marijuana. It was just like mostly I haven't really smoked. It's just been edibles. But there was one time where someone gave me a chocolate, and I hadn't really had I hadn't really had too many edibles before. And I ate, it was like 4 squares of a chocolate. I did not know that, Tobias. And I'm like, this is a little
I had half a cookie, and I was,
I did not have that education. So I ate the whole, because it was like had done a play and it was a congratulations gift. And I was like, oh, great, because we were having a rec party. And I'm like, I'm not going to drink. I'll just take one of these squares of chocolate. And I ate one whole square of chocolate. And I had to be helped to the car after I was just like, I was seeing colors and numbers and just like, I was just on another level. It was fun. I had a good time, but I like being able to come back to myself.
Right. Well, remember that one time you had to help me to your car because we were smoking what I thought was weed, but I think it was laced with something else.
I was smoking this? When was this?
I think that, remember when we saw G-Eazy?
Oh, no, Tobias, we were not. So, okay.
That shit was laced. That was not weed.
So put this in context. Tobias, we were done, but that was not the reason why we were done. So we had this, I had another edible. You forgot the edible is what laid us out. We did
have an edible, didn't we?
Yes, Tobias.
I forgot.
And that's why we were laid low. So we were going to this G-Eazy concert, right? And I had this edible that I had purchased, and it was a bar of chocolate, and it was chocolate. And we were like, we took like a couple of the squares, like, okay, we're gonna be at this concert for a while. Man, it was a lovely concert. I remember very little of it though, because we were so high from this chocolate. Like, it was like, I remember the beginning when we took pictures outside.
Yeah, I remember that too.
And it wasn't just a concert, it was like a music festival. So that gives you an idea of how long this concert was. And we were high the entire time. It was, that was something else. And yeah, like, had to help Tobias to the car, because not only was he already high from the edibles, like, we were sitting next to people, and as you can imagine, when you're already inebriated, you aren't denying yourself things. So we like the guy next to us had like a little joint, and Tobias hit that joint, and that was it for Tobias. Like, there was plenty of concert left, but we left early because we were too done. We were too done. But I know we had fun.
That wasn't my worst experience. That was a good one, but that wasn't the worst.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I think the worst for me was like one of my very first times smoking. Like, I passed out and cracked my like eyebrow, and it was awful. And then, like,
did you have to go to the hospital?
No, I didn't have to go to the hospital, but like, I blacked out for 2 seconds. It was pretty bad.
That's scary.
Yeah. And I can't, and if I do, I can only smoke from a joint because everything else is too much for me. I can't do it.
Yeah. I like edibles, but you have to be very cautious. And it's troubling because edibles,
it doesn't hit right away.
They don't hit right away. Oh, Tobias, I remember that day. So Tobias was like, this is nothing. This is nothing. And it was like, we had the little squares, and then there was like some little dust of chocolate left, and Tobias down that little.
Oh yeah.
I remember, so like, Tobias had like a bit more than I did. He was like, man, this is nothing. I can eat this. And it tasted.
Weren't we also drinking in the car too? Like, when we got there?
What were we drinking? It was before.
I think, wasn't it Strawberritas or something like that?
Yes, we had like.
Because it was way before Truly season.
Yes, so we got there early so we could pregame in the car. So we're in the car pre-gaming because no one's gonna pay for drinks inside the concert. That's gonna be too expensive. And I was like, "Hey, I got these edibles," and it all went very quickly from there.
Edibles now, like at the stores, I mean, they're labeled, but they'll put like a normal dose for a person. If you take like 10, 15 milligrams, that's like a pretty good buzz that you should be able to like see the other end of, you know? But like, they'll make a cookie, and the cookie is 100 milligrams. So if you eat half the cookie, it's 50 milligrams. Yeah, and cookies are always, not always, but lots of them are 100 milligrams. Yeah, and it's for like the brownies. It is. So for, you wouldn't even want to eat. I wouldn't even want to eat a quarter of that cookie. Would be 25 milligrams.
More
That
like
would
just one
F me
bite.
up. Yeah, exactly. You don't even know what you're getting.
Wow.
But most of the candies and gummies, those are like 10 milligrams and stuff. Well, I mean, it's good here in California because it's all labeled. Whereas, like, if your friend's just feeding it to you. I actually used to be a pop brownie dealer. That was my thing. I would like make all these pop brownies, and I would go to this college that I was attending, and I'd sling pop brownies for a few bucks to everybody.
That's a new one.
But I didn't do that.
I mean, I sold all the drugs, okay? All the drugs that have existed in life, like at some point or another, I sold them, including pop brownies. Pop brownies are my specialty.
You don't look like that type.
Did you make the brownies yourself?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, there's nowhere else to make them. Making pop brownies is really easy. All you have to do, it's just about making the butter or oil. So you take weed and you make it you want to grind it up like really fine, like in a coffee grinder. And then you let that simmer in some butter or oil, and it extracts the THC out of it. And then you use that butter or oil in the cooking or in the brownies.
So that's a good birthday present for me and Daniela.
That sounds delicious, Jacob.
Yeah, it's okay.
But it's only going to be one because I don't eat like that stuff anymore. And you can make like whatever, and then I'll have the end pieces. Daniela can have the middle.
Just don't make them strong.
Hey, my pop brownie days are over, you guys. I mean, I just go to the store now. We just go buy them. I don't even make shit.
Oh, they probably don't taste
brownies
good.
taste good. So if we made a batch of brownies, but we just didn't make them strong.
Okay, we can try it.
I'm down.
No, we can do that.
Don't make them strong because I like brownies. I don't want
to
gotta
be vegan too.
We can attempt to make some weak vegan brownie. Weak vegan pop brownies. The weakest pop brownies ever.
I don't think those exist. Weak vegan pop brownies.
I don't want my brownies to be vegan. We are using eggs because these brownies
are well, we can use eggs, just no dairy.
That's fine. I like oat milk, but we got to use some eggs for these brownies. Okay?
Oh yes, I love eggs.
They will be so flat without eggs.
I'm dead. Isn't that the flour that makes them big?
No, it's the eggs. I've baked and tried not putting in eggs, and it's flat.
I had one really weird weed smoking experience, but it didn't happen to me. It happened to this person. Like my freshman year in college, we would buy weed from this guy, and it was always like covered in crystals. We're like, oh, this weed's so good. And then we'd smoke it, and I was 19. I had done acid a couple times, but I was like, oh, this weed is giving me acid flashbacks. Like it would make us all trip and stuff. And my roommate would see the devil and all this crazy stuff. And this girl, she'd never smoked pot before. We had this giant bong in our dorm room. And she all of a sudden started like showing up to our dorm. Like, oh, can I hit that? Can I hit that bong again? And the bong was all like crusted over from these crystals. She would take these huge hits and she'd go on these like 7 or 8 mile runs. And then she even had like a couple meltdowns in front of people while on this weed.
That's not. Are you sure that was weed?
That was acid.
It was PCP.
That doesn't sound like symptoms
of weed. Is it angel dust?
Yep, it was angel dust. It was laced with PCP. That's why she was acting all crazy and we were all tripping.
I'm like, because I don't know anybody that wants to run 8 miles after smoking weed.
I've never wanted to run 8 miles.
I mean, I'll run 8 miles right now.
Now, let's go.
Y'all go. I'll watch. I'll time you.
I like smoking weed and going for a run and doing sports stuff, but that's like an acquired taste.
I don't like being anything other than sober working out.
And you guys aren't really weed smokers. Like I said, I smoke pot almost pretty much every day. So
okay.
I do it with everything. I do it with everything.
I'm a lonely, sober, boring person. Sorry.
You're sober?
Yeah.
I don't really count taking weed daily as like getting it messed up. Daniella, I don't count it as, it's more of like a medication thing. Like I'm not sitting here like.
I haven't had a drink of anything in over a month.
That's good for you, Tobias.
Well, it's because I'm doing it for health reasons, and then I'm also gonna drink when I'm in Palm Springs, so I don't want to like drink that much right now. So.
That's good. You know what? I should do a little bit of a detox before I take my next trip.
Yeah, it's very nice because then if you're not drinking all the time, then you can become a lightweight, and then you can have more fun that way.
Okay, so
Save some money too.
My
hangovers worse though.
So my next trip
I don't
is
get
an
hangovers.
all-inclusive resort, so pile them on, baby. But this weekend I noticed my tolerance went down because I went to brunch, and either they made these mimosas like extra strong, or my tolerance went down. I had 3 glasses of mimosas, 3.5, 4.
I need a what's it called? You just said it. I need a brunch because we didn't get to do it last time.
We didn't. The Korean barbecue was good, but I will tell you, I think Bulgogi Hut is better.
I do too, because their service was better. The only thing that the pancakes. I would say, the pancakes. That's the only thing. But
they had better sides, but the meat is better at Bulgogi Hut. But yes, we do need a brunch. We need all the hot goss.
Sorry about cutting your story off. I just
I
was gonna forget.
No, I was saying I got drunk from 3 or 4 mimosas, which is me. Guys,
dude, we finish 4 bottles every time we go. So 2 bottles is nothing, or 3 cups is nothing.
3 glasses of mimosas, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening to me? But I'm like that. Yeah, it's cheaper, which is good.
It is.
I would wait.
Well, I'm saying if you go out and buy alcohol for whatever event, if you just take your time, then you don't have to fucking spend as much. Or you don't have to go out on another alcohol run or whatever it is. You could just.
That's true. Nobody likes a tipsy alcohol run.
No.
Well, that's what Postmates is for.
Yeah,
well, I meant
Postmates is also for charging you $10 for that delivery, but.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, it's an actual run. I actually walked.
You have a liquor store right next to your house, and you have Ralph's. Ralph's is right there. You can literally look out your door and see Ralph's.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
Liquor store over here. I forget that was there, but yeah, we just go to Ralph's for everything. That's just a lifestyle. But yes,
that's
I
where
will.
I'm gonna go now.
Hey, what are you gonna get?
Some hot dogs. I don't really know actually.
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
I don't know.
like hot
there's
dogs.
just no food here, so I should get something because I'm gonna be hungry later. But I really don't know what I want. Okay. We'll see.
I was trying to. I don't know if you guys have used Amazon Fresh yet, but Amazon Fresh will deliver your groceries right to your doorstep.
Yeah. See, I looked into that a couple weeks ago, and they said all the right things and had all the right things. But then I got to the end, and it said, "Would you like any substitutions?" I'm like, no, I would not like any substitutions because I looked this specifically up because it was this and I need this, so I don't want any substitutions.
That's fine. They really don't make any substitutions. And if they do substitute it, they'll substitute. So like you said, you wanted a regular avocado, they'll substitute it for the same price for an organic avocado. So if you said you wanted grapes and they only have organic grapes, you pay $2.99 a pound for some really nice organic grapes.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to trying it, but I just
I've done it 3 times and it's so nice. I haven't had them do any substitutions. One time I ordered it for and they didn't have a couple of the soups that I ordered, but it was okay, I didn't get 2 of the cans of soup. I'm not gonna cry, but they literally leave it at your doorstep. They put the freezer stuff in a freezer, safe bag. Oh, it's so much better. I'm just on my couch and then they'll have it delivered to you within 2 hours. It's it takes me that long to try to figure out if I want to go to the grocery store or not.
I got a plan for that.
Going to the grocery store?
Yeah. Have you ever had seitan?
Is that fancy way of saying Satan? I have never had seitan.
Seitan, it's like tofu stuff.
Oh, okay. No, where do you get it from? Do you get it from Ralph's?
I don't buy that.
You can probably get seitan at Ralph's.
Yeah, I think you can.
Do you get it from Trader Joe's?
I'm not sure.
Where do you get
They
this
should.
sand?
Oh, I don't eat it. My mom asked me that question. She's interrupting my conversation.
Well, that's okay. It's a
to-
good time for her to interrupt because we've gone for a little over an hour. So
Yay!
it was perfect timing, Tobias's mom.
Okay,
Perfect
are we gonna
timing.
snap to this? And this has been another episode of the Internet Anytime National Information Society podcast.